वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Bhagavad Gita means the song was sung by Lord Krishna. He is Gitacharya. Gitacharya means Acharya. The person who have full knowledge about the soul, about the Paramatman is Acharya. Here Gitacharya means Krishna who taught the essence of Upanishads to Arjuna, weeping Arjuna, despondent Arjuna. Why Bhagavad Gita was sung by Sri Krishna Paramatma? If we see in the battlefield, the great war of Mahabharata Yuddha was happening between Kauravas and Pandavas. In the beginning, Arjuna was very good. With full strength, full energy, with great zeal, he entered into the battlefield. While entering, he told to Sri Krishna, "Please keep my chariot between the two armed forces. I want to see with whom I have to do fight. I have to do yuddha." Sri Krishna intelligently took the chariot in the middle of the battlefield and kept that chariot in front of Bhishma and Drona. While seeing them, Arjuna felt so much sorrow. He thought, because of Bhishma and because of Drona, I got growth. I was developed because of them only. All this greatness came because of them only. But today, I came to kill my Acharya, Dronacharya and Bhishma Pitamaha. Is this correct? I should not do this because they are great persons. Bhishma sacrificed his whole life only for the protection of Hastinapura throne, for the protection of Bharata Vamsha. Dronacharya taught this archery knowledge to all Pandavas and Kauravas. Because of him only, I am like this. He remembered the great days of his past, spent with those great leaders, Bhishmacharya and Dronacharya, Bhishma Pitamaha. By thinking like this, he felt despondent. He was not happy to do this battle. That's why he told to Krishna, "What benefit we will get by doing this war? I don't want to do this. I want to give up everything here. Na kangshe vijayam Krishna na charajam sukhani." I don't want the entire kingdom. I don't want even success. I don't want pleasures. I don't want anything. Simply I want to give up everything here. I want to go out. He decided like this. he explained what feelings he has in his mind to Sri Krishna. Finally, he told, I never do this battle. He left his Gandiva and his arrows, everything there. He just simply sat in his chariot by weeping. By saying all this, Sri Krishna Paramatma taught him the knowledge. That knowledge is nothing but Bhagavad Gita. Gita means song. This song was sung by Bhagavan. That's why this name came. What Bhagavad Gita taught to us? What Krishna told, gave message to Arjuna. That message not only to Arjuna, to the entire mankind, to the whole people. Because this Bhagavad Gita is having great knowledge. Why we should do karma? What is karma? With what attitude we will do actions in this world? What is devotion? What is knowledge? All these explained by Lord Krishna in this Bhagavad Gita. If we see that so many scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad, Ramayana, Upanishads, Vedas, so many are here for knowledge. But this Bhagavad Gita is some special because it explains action, devotion, knowledge. In the entire knowledge, the whole Bhagavad Gita is having 18 chapters. The first chapter completely dedicated to Arjuna because how he felt, what was Arjuna's feelings, what he done, how he expressed his inconvenience in his mind to Lord Krishna. Totally he explained. So this chapter was named as Arjuna Vishada Yoga, the despondence of Arjuna. This Bhagavad Gita is having 18 chapters. First 6 chapters is about action. What is Karma Yoga and what is Karma Sannyasa? Sri Krishna Paramatma explained. By doing actions while living in this world, will get renunciation. The first 6 chapters is called Karma Shatka. Shatka means having 6 chapters. Karma Shatka means this explains about action. From 7th chapter to 12th chapter, it's called as Bhakti Shatka. What is devotion? How many varieties of devotees are there? How they think? What are the real qualities of pure devotees? 7th chapter to 12th chapter totally explains about devotion. That's why it's called as Bhakti Shatka. Last 13th to 18th chapters, this is called as Jnana Shatka. It explains about knowledge. What is Prakriti and what is Purusha? What are Trigunas? What is Daiva Sampada and what is Asura Sampada? Demonic nature, what is? Divine nature, what is? Finally, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. What is completely renunciation? All these 18 chapters are 18 steps. All humans need this. That's why this Bhagavad Gita is called as Man Guide. The persons who are traveling by air, they want air guide. The persons who are continuously travel in trains, they want rail guide, trains like lands. But for all the entire humankind, how they should live, what they should do, these things are in Bhagavad Gita. What should we do? What what should we do, what we should not do. Both explains Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita explained all these things. That's why this is the great scripture which explains the whole knowledge for all persons, for all places, the persons who are living in all places, in all times. That's why it's a very great scripture. What Sri Krishna Paramatma taught to Arjuna, if we see in second chapter, the very second sloka, Sri Krishna Paramatma told, Kutastva akashmalamidam vishame samupasthitam. Now we are in a critical situation. Vishame samupasthitam is not an ordinary time. Very crucial period. In this time you are weeping like this. Where you got this bad quality? Anarya Jushtam Asvargyam Akirti Karamarjuna. The person who is well cultured, well educated, who is steadfast in dharma, should not do like this. Anarya, na arya. Arya means well cultured one. You are not doing. The person who should do, the person who is in dharma, dharmic way, you are not doing. Asvargyam. This type of action never gives you happiness. Akirti Karamarjuna. Even you will get infame. You will not get good name by doing like this. You are thinking that by leaving this battlefield, you are doing so much sacrifice. With compassion you are doing, you may think, but this is not compassion at all. This is mental weakness. This is not suit to you. You should not do. Kshudram hridaya daurbalyam. This is inferior. Hridaya daurbalyam. Inefficiency. Daurbalyam means the person who cannot do properly. He cannot think in a reasonable way. Kshudram hridaya daurbalyam. So that's why get rid of by this mental weakness. Get up. Do what? Not only to Arjuna, so many of us do like this. We planned, we want to do something. We'll keep a goal. We'll put a great target. We think we will tell to all persons, we'll do like this, we'll grow like this. Every person speak like this. By doing, if they enter into the action, they cannot reach. Even in the beginning also they feel that why we should do this much hard work? What is the use? We can happily live in this world. So many persons think like this, because if we think like that with attachment to some person, if we should not think in proper manner, if we should not have proper goal, mentally we fix, we plan, but while doing, if we start to do the work, at the time our originality will come. We think, we will postpone. So many persons postpone what they think to do, what they thought to do. Not only this is our nature, Arjuna nature is like that at that time. Before the beginning of the war, Arjuna thought like this. Before entering into the battlefield, if he thinks like that, that's okay. After entering into the battlefield, not only he brought all the warriors. 7 Akshauhina Sainya army was there. Everybody is ready to do war. At that time, Arjuna got a great thought, had in his mind. What is the use of this war? Only the dead bodies. It's killing of my own relatives, maybe grandfathers or cousins or his own sons or his brother-in-laws. He thought like that. Once the thought entered, by doing this war, I will lose so many. My own relatives I will lose. Because of that thought, the entire plan, immediately he dropped in his mind. That's why he sat into the chariot. He is telling all these things to Krishna, Sri Krishna Paramatma. Arjuna gave great lecture. What are the losses of a war? To the entire humankind. He thought, before entering into the battlefield, if he thinks like this, that is very good. After entering, not only he brought all this, at that time, if he thinks like this is a foolish thought. This action is foolish. That's why Krishna scolded him. You should not do this. Tyaktva uttishta parantapa. Get rid of all these mental weaknesses. Uttishta, get up, stand up and do war. Again Arjuna, because we should respect our teachers and our elders. Bhishma Pitamaha is a great warrior. He is our grandfather. That's why I don't want to do this war. By killing these Kauravas, what would come to us? We should not gain anything. That's why even if they kill me, I don't want to protect even myself. He told that. At that time, Krishna explained. Arjuna was weeping. Krishna is smiling. The Jiva quality is continuously weeping for this and for that. This Jiva searches happiness in this world, but he never gains happiness. He will get only sorrows. The Paramatma, he never searches happiness in this world. That's why he is always in a happy mood. He smiled. Krishna smiled and taught Bhagavad Gita. In second chapter, from the 11th shloka, from 11th stanza, Sri Krishna Paramatma started his great teaching. In the very first shloka of Bhagavad Gita, Jnanopadesha shloka, because previously Sri Krishna Paramatma, in 2 shlokas, you get rid of these mental weaknesses, he gave that message. He asked Arjuna to get up and to do fight. From 11th shloka, he taught the Upadesha Atma Tattva. Ashochanan shochastvam prajnavadanscha bhashase gatasu nagatasum shananu sochanti panditaha. Ashochanan shochastvam. You are continuously grieving for those persons who should not be grieved for. Prajnavadanscha bhashase, but you spoke so nice words, like a pandita, like a well-versed person. Till now. Gatasu nagatasum shananu sochanti panditaha. Who is pandita? Who is well-versed? Who is a learned person? Gatasu nagatasum shananu sochanti, the person who won't grieve for neither for past nor for the future. That person alone is told as Pandita, well-versed. He is a Jnani. Naturally, our mind thinks about the past or future. Nobody cannot keep his mind in the present. While doing an action, he will continuously think about, he is continuously engaged with his mind in past or future. While doing action, we remember so many things. Otherwise, we will plan out for the future. First, we should keep our mind in the present. While thinking about the past, what benefit we will get? Even thinking about the past, we should not think about the good things. Our bad memories only will recollect. Already in our past, we suffered a lot about our bad thoughts. Even in the present, why should we carry that suffering even into the present also? We should leave that, we should learn a lesson, and again we should develop ourselves. By continuously planning about the future, what benefit we will get? Our mind can plan so many things, but can do only little. That's why we should stop continuously planning about future, and we should keep our mind in the present. That is the great message given to the Arjuna by Lord Krishna. Hari Om.